Hey, what's going on, Patriots and Patriots and all the rest of you bastards out there? I know some of you are a little shocked at the absence of the beard here, but got some personal reasons for it. It's not anything to do with the fertilizer hitting the ventilator, you know, or anything like that. So some of y'all might be thinking that, oh hell, Redneck's getting ready for something. Well, it ain't that at all. It's got an opportunity, you know, to expand my horizons and in my career, and if I want to be taken seriously, you know, kind of had to, you know, get a little bit more of a professional look going. So, you know, hopefully it'll happen, you know, hopefully it'll come through, and well, if not, then I'm gonna be a mad son of a bitch. We'll just leave it at that. But anyhow, had a buddy of mine, you know, that he was like, man, you should really kind of document, you know, what you're doing here, and you know, just kind of get it out there, and you know, I think a lot of people will find it interesting. So, well, here's what we're doing. It's been a while yet, you know. I got my permission slip from the state to, you know, carry a sidearm concealed and whatnot, and you know, just kind of, you know, every week maybe, you know, or anytime I have a, you know, an occurrence or something like that, you know, go ahead and, you know, document it and put it on a video here for you guys to enjoy. But you know, I prefer open carry, and many reasons for that, and we can get into a debate back and forth about, you know, open versus concealed and all that good stuff, and I'm not going to do that here in this video. I'm going to try to keep it nice and short. So anyway, you know, since I've been doing it, you know, been in the corner store, been in the grocery store, you know, been in the you know, the Target and the whatnots, and for the most part, you know, it's just well, you guys can, you know, the guys can relate. You know, you just see just this awesome creature of beauty, you know, that God was, you know, just blessed them with, you know, endowment and symmetry and you know, just beauty, and you're looking and you're admiring it, and you know, you're thinking, you know, whatever you're thinking, and you know, turn around and look, and you get caught looking, and you, oh man, I promise I wasn't looking, I was over here fiddling with this widget or whatever it was, you know. And well, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know, I'm sure I got a couple of grins out of that, but you know, that's you know, basically a whole lot of that. You know, people will be looking, and you know, I can feel the beady eyes, and I can feel the beady eyes, and I turn around and look, and like, oh shit, he caught me looking, you know. And you know, there's been a whole lot of that. I did have one nice little interesting conversation with some guys from California. You know, I'm in the corner store getting me a cold drink, you know, fixing to head on in and do some work, and you know, I hear him over there, hey man, check him out, check it out, look over there, man, check him out, you know. And so I hear him, and I grab my cold drink, turn around, look, and say, hey fellas, how's it going, you know, and go out and, you know, go over there and pay the fella for the drink and whatnot. And he's like, they come over here, and he's like, one of them's, man, is that thing real? You know, I just kind of turned down and look, and I was like, what, you mean, well, it doesn't have a little orange tip on it, it don't shoot Nerf darts, if that's what you're asking. And of course their jaws hit the ground, their eyes got real big. Man, they let y'all, that's legal here? I'm like, well, hell yeah, why wouldn't it be, you know? And they was like, well, we're from California, man, you can't do. Oh, well, you know, okay, well, that explains it. So kind of broke it down for them, how it works here, and you know, and all that kind of good stuff. And you know, interesting little 5-minute conversation ensued after that, and you know, they was real curious, so you know, kind of broke it down for them. But I guess the main event of this here video is my first encounter with the uniform. And X-Men come out, and of course kiddos, you know, they like the X-Men stuff, and I figured, well, what the hell, man, we'll all go out there to the movie theater. And mind you, I've been doing this for a couple of weeks now, and you know, apparently had nobody called, or if somebody did put in a call to the station, you know, I was already gone by the time they got there, what have you. But anyway, I'm walking up the sidewalk to the local movie house, and you know, I'm walking up, and there's a, you know, a cruiser is sitting over here, and you know, it's got a feller in there, you know, he's just posted up watching things. Of course, he's parked on the wrong side of the road, facing the wrong way, and I walked by, on the sidewalk. I mean, I literally could have reached out and touched his cruiser, so I knew he seen me, and as I walked by, man, I felt it. I felt the eyes, and I was like, well, okay, let's see, the door's fixing to open up in 3, 2, 1, and, well, damn, the door didn't open up, and of course, I wasn't going to turn around and look, because I knew he seen me. I could feel it. Next thing I know, I see way over across yonder, they got a feller out there pedaling a bike around, and, I see him, come around, make a beeline, he come over to me, and, okay, so he called his other guy over here on the radio, and told him to come check this character out, and, he pedaled his bike up kind of behind me, and, he's all stern, excuse me, sir. Well, I turn around, look, and, hey, man, how's it going? You doing all right? You got a permit for that? I kind of look down, I'm like, permit for what? He's like, well, you're carrying a sidearm there. I'm like, well, yes, sir. It's that permit is, that's for concealed carry, and, well, my shirt's not covering it, and I'm not covering it with any clothing or, trying to hide it. It's perfectly open and visible, and it's not concealed, is it? He's like, well, no, it's not concealed, but, you have a permit. I'm like, well, the permit's for concealed carry, is it not? He was like, yes. I'm like, well, this is unconcealed, so, as far as I'm well within the law, correct? Without a permit? He was like, and he kind of looked at me a little bit kind of funny, and he was like, well, yeah, but, it's the policy, it's policy of the department that if we see this, then we have to, ask you if you have a permit. Oh, okay, well, yeah, sure, I got my permit. So I showed him my permission slip, and I showed him my ID along with it, and he looked it over, and he handed it back to me, and he was like, well, sir, I need you to take it out there and put it in your car. I was like, no, sir, I don't think I can do that. And he kind of looked at me, and he's like, come again? I was like, no, sir, I don't think I'll do that. He's like, well, we don't allow them in the theater. It's like, well, according to the law, and it's under Title 97, crimes, and then I believe 37 deals with the weapons, and I want to say it's 7 that deals with, concealed carry, and, the permit and whatnot. And I told them that they don't have any signage regarding firearms. The only signage they have is outside food and drink, and that it's a non-smoking facility, so you can't smoke in there, so they don't have any signage regarding firearms, much less the signage mandated by law if they want to lawfully restrict me from carrying in there. And he was like, "Well, we still want you to take it out there and put it in your car." I'm like, "Well, if I go over here and they see it and they give me a ticket, they go ahead and sell me the ticket. Well, they allow me entrance into the establishment." Then, that's implied consent. They seen it. They took my money. They gave me a ticket. They allowed me entrance to patronize, so that's implied consent. And he was like, well, it's not you that we're worried about, and he kind of lost his composure a little bit, and he's talking to me a little less as a uniform and more as a, person, I guess. And he was like, well, it's not you we're worried about, it's the other people, I was like, well, that's exactly what I'm worried about, If I'm kicking it at the house, I don't have any worries, But, up here, I'm worried about these other people, too. How am I supposed to defend myself if a situation should arise, where I have to defend myself or my family, and, it's all the way out there in the car. I mean, am I supposed to tell the bad guy, hold on just a second, let me go get my weapon, and I'll be back in just a minute, and then come back, and okay, now I got my weapon, now, let's resume. I was like, it doesn't happen like that, sir. And he got real frustrated, and this went on back and forth for a couple of minutes, and I finally was like, well, you've seen my permit, I showed you my permit and everything, so we know I'm legit. I was like, I understand you don't want to get, 20 or 30 calls down the station house talking about, you guys got to come check this fella out, and which I know that's a mandatory response, you have to respond to that. So, how about I just cover it up? I don't want to cover it up because I feel like a criminal when I do that, but I'll go ahead and cover it up, and we'll just call it good. How's that? He's like, well, would you do that for me, sir? So I untucked my shirt, covered it up, and And told him, you know, all right, man, have a good one, be safe out here with all these hoodlums. And, well, I went on into the theater. So that was my first encounter with a uniform while open carrying, you know, in Mississippi. So dissect that how you will. Anyway, y'all have a good one. I'm out of here.